Everybody, it's Maria from What's the Story with Maria. How's it going? We're happy to be here, Leo and I. Tonight is November 7th, Tuesday, 2023. Hit that promo, Leo.
Yeah, I'm a big fish in a small pond. Day's free and the night's long. I create my own reality. Who I am is fine with me. I'm as famous, I'm as famous as I wanna be. Who I am is fine with me. It's who I am. It's who I am. Oh, who I am. It's fine with me. It's who I am. It's who I am.
Hi, everybody. We're so glad that you're zooming in with us tonight, StreamYarding in. I am usually in New York in my studio in New York, but I am in beautiful Cliffside Park, New Jersey, at Judy's office with my RBG in the background because tonight is in many, many, many states. Actually, Leo would probably know for sure. I think every state, all 50 states, has there's voting tonight. It's the first Tuesday in November, and so primaries tonight, and there's a lot going on. So Leo and I were talking before the show. Happy Get Your Vote On Day. Yes, Lori Towers. Yes, Lori. How much do we love Lori Towers? The best of the best. Annette Zito has joined us. Hi, Annette Zito. So good to see you. Annette, so many things to talk about. Oh my God, stop the presses. Stop what you're doing. Do you know who this is, everybody? Mr. and Mrs. November and the What's the Story with Maria calendar 2023. They are Scorpio. Look at the Scorpio-ness just coming through the page. You know what I love about this? The art direction is amazing. First of all, they both are sexy as hell. They take care of themselves. They are in amazing shape, hotties for days, but they're also musicians, journalists. They enjoy a cocktail. I know because I am from time to time their bartender. So I know they like their bourbon. Although I think Lori is more of a tequila drinker, but when she's with me, she does enjoy the blackberry Manhattans, the doubleberry Manhattans that I make for her, she and John often. So that is Mr. and Mrs. November in your 2023, nothing but the apron calendar. So, and Lori and John are amazing. They were just at Pangea on Halloween, by the way, playing music, doing poetry, and some great pictures from that. So we love our Lori Towers and John Pietero. So welcome to our show, my friends. Okay, so a lot of people, Roberta MacGyver is watching. Hi, Roberta. Roberta is my friend for at least 20 years, who I adore. And happy engagement to Roberta and Shannon, two friends of mine that that are together. They were my friends separately. Then they met independent of me and fell in love, and now they're getting married. But I will say, and Roberta, I have to throw this in, that I did have this much to do with it, because I remember one time I said, you should ask Shannon out. She's cute. I bet she likes you. And I think you said, I already am talking to her. So that's all. Put it out to the universe. Sometimes you see things as someone's friend. Julie Cesari is watching. She is in beautiful Los Angeles. And I got to say, Julie posted something. We were talking, and Julie posted something about one of the sad things that happened last week was, of course, Matthew Perry passed away. Total tragedy. Total tragedy. And from it, I hope that amazing things come from it, because sometimes when someone leaves this planet, their body leaves this planet, but they leave amazing things behind. And I already heard that they're starting a Matthew Perry Foundation. The Friends people are starting that, and it's going to help a lot of people in recovery. I am a person in recovery. I've been sober 34 years. I'm very proud of that. I'm also a bartender, so I don't judge other people's drinking. I just know doesn't agree with me. Anyway, but Julie posted something that I found really cool. She said that when with the tours, because she lives in LA, when they would go by Matthew Perry's house, that often he would come out in the driveway and wave to everybody, which I thought was so cute. And he was just a real sweetheart. So, oh, rest in peace, Matthew Perry, and so many good people. It's always the good people. I don't know. I have a theory. You know what? Here's my theory, and maybe Danielle, who is our friend, or she's a spiritual medium. She's a psychic. She's a healer. She does everything you can imagine. She does past life regressions, spirit animal readings. I had a quantum session with Danielle that literally changed the way I looked at my life, and she communicates with the other side. But I truly believe that some people are not always of this earth. They need to. They are. Look, if I was God and I was staffing the most amazing place in the universe, you might pick some of the best people first. You know, just so that I don't know. It's my theory. It really is, and I feel like good people sometimes they're just sensitive. You know, and there's a lot going on in the world right now. So I want to send out a lot of love to the world, as much as I can possibly send out. And I think that if we all did this, if we all took a moment in our days, or many moments, to meditate about sending the good in the universe, there's a lot of kids out there, there's a lot of people out there that are going through a lot. And let's just always remember that. Even if someone is a little cranky, even if someone just doesn't seem in the best place, cut people some slack. I think there's a lot of suffering out there that we don't know about. So that's all. I'm going to swing it back around and get on a high note. But Eddie Vargas, oh my goodness, Eddie Vargas from my hometown. That's a given. Hola, Eddie. Nice to see you, my friend. How nice to see you. Danielle, I believe he spoke his piece with his book last year and then decided he didn't have much left to do. It is a balance of pain he had and decided he had done enough for now. Well, that's a beautiful way to look at it. So, and I trust you, Danielle. You know what you're talking about. So, if you want to find Danielle for yourself, I mean, God knows, I like I said, I loved my quantum session. I loved my spirit animal reading, and I got it as gifts for many people. Now, let me tell you something. The holidays are upon us, whether you think so or not. So Danielle's website is Damsel Designs. It's right there, DAMCL designs.com. And also on Instagram, you can follow Dee. She's not on Facebook, but you can follow her on at Dee's Enlightened Edits on Instagram. Really cool stuff. And she does a lot of lives and things like that. So, but I would definitely reach out. Now, she also has gift certificates. So what I did for presents is I gave a bunch of them for Christmas. And everybody that got a present loved it. So that is something to think about. Now, speaking of presents for Christmas, so Leo, my little buddy Leo, Leo, will you join me, please? Because Leo is always behind the scenes, right? But Leo has worked tirelessly on this project. What's the story with Maria? Leo. Leo.
Oh, eggnog. Sorry.
No. Oh my God, he's drinking from his what's the story with Maria mug?
My prototype.
Leo, I want to have eggnog too. I'm trying, but I'm on the keto again.
It was there. Yeah. Isn't eggs protein? Oh, the sugar.
The sugar. I was in the supermarket this week. I was trying to find you know what though? At Thanksgiving,
holiday people,
I'm gonna go off the diet.
Keto-friendly eggnog immediately. Stat.
I know. You know what? That would be I would buy that.
Zito, you're watching.
So Annette Zito, speaking of Annette Zito, and then we're going to go back to that update. Kentucky Democrat Governor Andy Beshear won re-election tonight. It is no small part because he focused his campaign on his support for abortion rights. Yes, and we are calling that, Leo, what were you calling it? right to choose.
Right to choose. A right to choose. I don't think everybody's set on going out and just having an abortion. I think it's a right to choose
Right
in
to
that
choose.
situation that we are arguing about.
Yeah, I mean, geez, I mean, what is the problem? Please get off of my rights. Get off of anybody's rights. Can we
Genius
just
alert.
all have our rights? That's all. I'm not taking yours away. Don't take mine. And Ohio, what's happening in Ohio? Yes,
Ohio.
it, are we winning in Ohio?
Ohio, I believe we supported, or they have supported,
The right to choose.
the right to choose, and
It was on the
also
ballot.
the right to smoke.
Okay, that was on the ballot. Thank you,
Mhm.
Lynn Portis. So Lynn Portis, genius, has joined us. By the way, I must remind you, Lynn Portis and Dan Clancy wrote a beautiful musical about, I'm going to say 25 years ago, Linny, called 108 Waverly. It's an address, right? 108 Waverly is in the Village, and it is a beautiful, beautiful play that Danny wrote the book and lyrics to, and Lynn wrote and composed the music and did the arrangements. It's beautiful and is playing right now in Fort Lauderdale at the Foundry Theater. And if you want to get tickets, that is playing until December 10th. The website for that is RonnieLarson.com. He is the producer of that. So the name of the show is 108 Waverly. There's so much we're going to talk about tonight. So what we're setting you up for, Leo and I, tonight, and we are going to pop on, one of our guests is going to join us in a little while. But so yes to abortion rights, says Lynn. Thank you, Lynn. And nobody, as we've said before, nobody wants to do that. This is just a right that people should be able, I mean, and it's not just women. Women, of course, carry the baby, but there are men involved that want that right too, that want to say now is not the time. We have made a decision together, and it's not just about, it's about family. This is a family decision. So that's fantastic. Rena Krunyali-Berge has joined us. Hello and happy Tuesday. Same to you, and happy birthday to your husband this week, a few days ago, our original Mr. February. He originated the role. So Ron Berge. So happy birthday to Ron Berge. Now, so if you are in the Fort Lauderdale area, please look up 108 Waverly. It is playing until December 10th, I believe. And it just opened November 1st. So amazing, amazing, amazing. Please catch it. It's been selling out. Who's sweeter than you, Maria? You, Lynn. You are sweeter than me.
Genius.
Genius. Absolutely. Now, let me check if I missed. Ed Kutu is watching from Blake Lawn in Rocky Hill, Connecticut. If you are in Rocky Hill, Connecticut, and you want to get your hair did, no better place than Blades Lawn, run by our friend Ed Kutu, my high school buddy. He was Tevye, I was Golda, in our little production of Fiddler on the Roof. I will always remember that. Eddie was also our original Mr. July in the calendar.
Mhm.
So now, Leo, did you want to tell everybody what's happening with this calendar? Don't show the previews.
No previews. I can't show the previews of the wires will burn up.
You are good. Leo did text me this week and said that his apartment was on fire.
I live in a forest. We got to take precautions.
Combing through the hot submissions of the 2024 Nothing But the Apron calendar. Go ahead, Leo.
Wow.
Wow. Yes. We have collected. We have a collection of hotties not to be believed. So please, yes, you, Eddie, I was your wife in that production and happy to be your wife. The collection of hotties in the 2024 is a whole new set of people.
Yep.
Whole new set.
Maria goes around collecting hot friends.
Listen, I just happen to have a lot of wonderful friends that are wonderful people. And as my sister always says, God damn, how do you get people to take their clothes off for nothing? I said, listen, come to me. They come to me. There were a few people I did ask that I went to because I was like, you know what? Like sometimes people pop up on Facebook and I'm like, I always wanted to ask her. Always wanted to ask him. We have some hotties, and there's we can't tell you, but
we've got another great dancer.
Yes.
We've got a couple of couples.
Couples.
We've got some very cheeky people, loves. Very cheeky
Yes, we do. We
people.
have surprises.
Uh-huh.
But anyway, so the
We're
calendar.
international this year.
What?
We're international this year, our
We
calendar.
are interna- Oh my God, we've crossed the pond. One of our members is from across the pond. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Very
And there were
exciting.
some nice buns in that picture.
Yes, there were. So if you would like a Nothing But the Apron calendar, please let us know. You can email us at either what's the story with Maria at Gmail, or you can just email me at Maria Gentili at AOL. That's easy enough. Or you can text me. You can text Leo. Let us know if you want a calendar. They're coming to my apartment, so I will be sending them out. If you're in the city, I'm happy to deliver them. That is no problem. Or you can come to any of my places of employment, just like with the sauce. But if you are somewhere else, I'll get them out to you. Now, also, not just calendars, I just ordered a bunch of new aprons.
Woo!
So aprons are 25. The cups are only 10. I have cups. And I only have 2 tote bags left because they don't make those tote bags anymore. But I do have 2 tote bags, and they are 10 as well. If anybody would like them, whoever asks for one first gets it. And the calendars, I believe, Leo, what did we say?
Well, there's still 15 from last
Yeah,
year.
15 from last year, right. And that, I'm telling you, it's a steal. There's 12 months, 12 hotties for $15. That basically comes to like $1.10 a hottie.
Mm-hmm. 30 days of hotness, sometimes 31.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So
Mhm.
if you would like a calendar, please, 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 the sooner, because we ordered our allotment, and I don't reorder.
Nope.
We're not doing that. We didn't do it last year either. So when they're gone, they're gone. So please, if you want them as gifts, the sooner you order them, the sooner I can get them to the post office and out to you. Okay. So
Wear
speaking
hot
of,
mitts when you get them.
yes, the holidays are coming. Okay. So I want a lot of great things happening. Not just there are gifts that are material gifts that you can give people. Also, shows are coming up that are wonderful. We want to promote our friends.
Where do we want to start?
Okay. Well, you why don't you want to pop something
I'm
on?
gonna
Leo?
pop in these 2 cuties because I love them, and we have a little bit of them in our
Yes, I know what you're gonna do.
okay.
So you're the
These
master.
wonderful people.
Oh my God. So this
I
is
love
our
this
friend.
picture.
He's adorable. Keith Torgan, who is an amazing songwriter, and he's also an amazing artist. And I have a Keith Torgan at home, and I got one from Leo for Christmas last year.
Back
He's
there.
organized.
Right
Yes,
there.
it's organized back there. So tomorrow night, Keith Torgan and his beautiful wife, Barbara Cecil, are doing a show called Buried Treasure. And what it is there are some of the songs of theirs that they've never performed. And they're going to be at Green Room 42. And there is the link right there. Now, let me tell you what I love about this Green Room 42 thing. You can go live, and they have different tiers of seating, right? But if you're unable to do it, like for instance, I'm working tomorrow night, so I can't go, but I love them and I really want to see the show and I want to support my friends. You can get a virtual ticket, which is so fantastic. That's what I did with Shanna Sharp. I got a virtual ticket. It's only $21. I'm $20. It's with the fee. It's $21.75, which is a steal. Okay. And then you get a link sent to you, and you have 24 hours from when the show starts to watch that show. So I'm going to be at work tomorrow night at the duplex. I'm not going to be able to. But when I come home from the duplex, so I have until 7 p.m. the next night to start that replay. And then once you start it, it's yours. Like you can freeze it a million times, which I did with Shanna because I had things I was doing, but it's so worth it. And the way they film it is so beautiful. It's a really good quality video. So that's something you can do tomorrow night and get a virtual ticket to support our friends, Keith Torgan and his beautiful wife, Barbara Cecil, who is a beautiful flautist. She plays on Broadway and Pitts on Broadway. So she's amazing and teaches master classes. Also, yes, thank you. Perfect. So our 2 of my dear, dear, dear friends that I just adore. They're not only are they 2 of the most talented people in this town, but they also are two of the nicest people in this town, Karen Mack and Elliot Roth. So they are, and I'm going to be at that show because I'm off on Sundays. November 26th. It's a Sunday. It's a holiday show. They're doing non-holiday songs as well, but there's going to be. I was chatting with Karen today. There's going to be a lot of holiday songs, and I can't wait. I'm going to be there. I believe it's a 7 p.m. show, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Okay. So Karen and Elliot, Sunday, November 26th, 7 p.m. show, $15 cover. That is a steal. You can't get anything for $15. You know what you can get for $15? What's the Story with Maria Calendar and Nothing But the Apron. But shows, Karen's voice is fantastic and she's funny. And Elliot, oh my God, his voice is beautiful too, because I know I work with him at Brandy's. And he's one of the most amazing jazz pianists I've ever heard in my life. And I'm a jazz enthusiast. So I'm not joking about these two. So if you want to do something really amazing on a Sunday night, November 26th, please go see Karen Mack and Elliot Roth at the Triad. Now, if I were you, I would get tickets ahead of time. So that's triadnyc.com, because I promise you the show is going to sell out. All their shows sell out. So do yourself a favor. You're going to get right in the holiday spirit. It's right after Thanksgiving. Okay. So that's that. We love our friends. A shout out. Hi, Michael Mackesy. Hiya, honey. Miss you too, buddy. Michael Mackesy. How cute is Michael Mackesy? Michael, what do you do? Every time I look at your page, you're doing something else. He's amazing. You're always doing something.
Don't forget that last show.
Oh my God. I was just looking at Michael Mackesy's beautiful face and I did. Okay. Leo Rodriguez, my friend out in Idlewild, California, not only runs an after-school center, but he is also teaching a cabaret class, and they have their performance. Leo, November 17th. It's not this Friday, a week from this Friday at 7:30. I am going to have you talk about that, my friend, since it is your beautiful show.
It is just a fun little show that we're doing. So I wanted to play with adults since I'm up here. I've been playing with kids for 3 years. I miss playing with adults. So we're doing a little cabaret. I created a 12-week program where the people got to come in and formulate, and we talked about music and what music does and how it helps and what our stories mean and how stories and song play a part in our society. And so I took my connections from Carolyn Montgomery Forant and inspiration from her to use the Great American Songbook.
Fantastic.
And had our friends that signed up, and you see them there: Georgiana Beagle, or Gigi, Jody and Tom Evans are a married couple. Ralph and Yvette are a married couple. They're going to do the marriage suite, and so some of the songs that all my friends in New York will definitely know are "All the Way," Frank Sinatra, "Come Rain or Come Shine," Cole Porter, "Love and Marriage," of course, another Frank Sinatra is great. If I Could Write a Book is also part of that suite. We have Big Spender, Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Friend, Send in the Clowns, Que Sera Sera.
Wow, you covered a lot of territory.
Que Sera Sera. Yeah, Dream a Little Dream. We're going to be talking about important stories, and so we're actually going to be doing Strange Fruit, or one of our participants is going to be doing Strange Fruit, along with Smile and Carefully Taught. So there's some great stories, great songs, and they're all coming together. Some people, this is their first cabaret. Some people have done it before.
And where is it, Leo? If you're in Idlewild or in the Palm Springs area, where is the theater?
The theater, it's actually our community center that we have.
Wonderful.
And I'm actually turning it around. We're not using the stage. We're using the piano by the fireplace.
I love it.
I have spent, I don't know if you can still see it. I was painting cabaret tables because I built 10 cabaret tables.
Oh, of course.
And there are 24-inch cabaret tables, so we can have, a couple of drinks while they're watching the stories.
That space. That's fantastic.
I also have building a small dimmer for lights for floor lamps, so I'm going to use that as my lighting. So I have all this going, and hopefully it's going to become a Fireside Cabaret series, so we can have and celebrate different musicians and different stories. And even though it's a small mountain, there's still like 3,000 and some people up here, so there's a lot of room for stories.
Of course, everybody has stories. Everybody has a story. Everybody's life has a story. Everybody's life is valid. Everybody's stories are important. And I've been talking about this a lot lately about and I just ordered this thing
Hi,
actually.
Goffy.
Yeah, I just was gonna say I want to get Bill Goffey on, so I'm gonna embarrass him right now. Not next week, because next week we have a big guest coming on to join us. Roberta Pacino is joining us of Pacino Arts.
Nice.
She is fantastic and she's lovely. She's cousins with Catherine Salvio. And so
Hi,
Catherine, I'm
Catherine.
sure, is going to be thrilled. Now, but maybe the following week, we have to get Bill on. I'll tell you why I want to get Bill on. Though he resists me. He resists me. He is a Scorpio. Happy Scorpio season. Bill Goffey takes the most beautiful pictures you can imagine. And I really want the world to see Bill's pictures. Now, when we did the video of This Is My America, which I wrote with Wiltie and Hall, and Lynn Portis did the arrangement, Bill Goffey took all those pictures of the Statue of Liberty. That was all Bill Goffey. And then Lynn Portis's son, John, took all those
Aerial shots.
one of the videos leading up to the boat, and then John took the drone pictures. Just so it was a collaboration of all these beautiful people that I love. But yes, okay, thank you, Gene Simpson Dunn, who we love and is doing amazing work in the universe. I am a Bill Goffey fan. Okay, you know what? I believe that. So I'm trying to get Bill to come on the show and show all his beautiful pictures. He's framing them now. I have them as postcards and cards that he made me. They're also gorgeous as cards, but he's going to start framing them. And I personally think he should do a series of 4 different Lady Liberty pictures, and they make beautiful Christmas gifts for your office, for your home, for your school. I think they put me in a very peaceful mood. Bill's pictures are beautiful. So, yes, and thank you, Gene. Speaking of Gene Simpson Dunn just made, I don't know how many witch hats.
Oh, I saw those.
She's so talented, right? For these Harry Potter witch hats for Halloween. And she's told me today that she is going to do some for Christmas as well. So, Gene, maybe we can have you... wait a minute. I just had a great idea. Maybe we can have you and Bill zoom in a few weeks together and talk about great gifts ideas for Christmas.
There's only one way you're going to get Bill Goffey to sit in front of the camera.
An exhibition of his incredible range of picks. Yes, I'm trying to get him to do that. I know Bill is just, you got to kind of,
You have to calm him down, and then you have to give him the hug me jacket for a couple of hours.
Yes,
the white one with the buckles where you can hug.
And then you have to kind of, but he's so talented.
And I josh him, but I love my Bill Goffey.
Bill Goffey is at the Monster every Saturday from 7 to 11. The Monster is a great bar, one of the first bars I ever went to in New York, on the corner of Grove. Is that Grove?
Grove and 7th?
Grove and 7th. And we're Grove, 7th and Washington Cross, right on the corner there. So, yes, Gene and Bill, I think that would be an amazing show.
I have to say, I know he's a great photographer and biscotti maker, and
yes, but he's a great chef.
And a great chef, but he's also a really good friend. And I remember the times we used to drive you crazy when we would be in the duplex, he and I just being crazy and playing songs.
And Bill's so talented. You two together, forget about it. So good.
Well, it was a good trio for I Could Have Been Cheetah Moreno. I had you in front directing, and I had Bill as my musical director.
And didn't Bill also play your show? When I saw Broken Moments,
Bill played for Broken Moments as well. I just, tagged him along and then made him crazy.
Look what Gene just said, Bill. I'm not in Bill's league. I beg to differ, Gene. Plus, Gene is on the board of a beautiful theater out in Illinois, and anyone who works in a theater and helps to spread the light of the arts in the world is a great human being. So let's talk about it. I'll reach out to both of you individually. I think we can make this happen. Okay, now I do one more thing. I know we got so much going on, then we have to bring on our guests. But I do want to talk very quickly about our friend Terry Ross Leibowitz. So Terry Ross of Terry Ross Jewelry, who's my friend. I've bought many, many, many pieces of jewelry from her for gifts, and they're amazing and they're beautiful. And I bought Judy one last year. This gorgeous. It looked like a princess necklace. And anyway, so today a great thing happened on the Tamron Hall show. If you watch the Tamron Hall show, there is a writer called Sonia Renee Taylor, and she was wearing Terry Ross jewelry. So she bought from Terry, and she wore it today on the Tamron Hall show. Leo, you have a picture of that?
Yep, there it goes.
Okay. So here we go. Look at that. Look at that. If you could see, she also has the bracelet. So Terry Ross makes these pieces by hand with semi-precious stones and gold and silver wire. She doesn't use any. I know because I used to work for her. So I know her stuff. She does not use any nickel. Nickel is the stuff that turns your skin green and black. She is at the Terry Ross booth in Bryant Park this year. Usually it's around the, I think it's usually N13 or 14. So as you walk into Bryant Park, it's usually the first left right there. And there's a whole row of jewelers, and she's one of them. I used to run that kiosk for her 1 or 2 days a week. But this year I have not a second to my week. So, but I'll be visiting her. But if you need any information on Terry Ross Jewelry, there it is, terryrossjewelry.com. Amazing gifts. They're all original pieces, no two pieces. It's not factory made. This one human being makes them in her home by hand, every piece. So I wanted to shout out Terry. Okay. Now, Leo.
Should we talk? You said somebody was doing theater.
Yes. Now, I was scrolling through Facebook today and I saw a wonderful promo. My friend,
watch. What happened?
look at all these dates.
Bethany's on.
So I saw this beautiful promo that was on my dear, dear friend oh my God, 35 years, Bethany Vaughn. She lives on the North Shore of Massachusetts. That's where we met. We used to perform together. And we have over the years now with her great company, New Dawn Productions as well. But she runs these programs, and let's bring her on to tell you about this amazing stuff she does.
Hello.
Hi.
A little light going on.
I love it.
I'll do it. We'll fix it. Okay.
How
Better.
are you doing?
Hi.
Hi, Bethany.
Hi.
How are you?
We're
I'm
great.
so excited
honey.
to be on.
We're so excited to have you on. So there's always a reason to have you on because you're always doing something. You are the theater kid that became a theater adult, and you just kept going, and then you spread so much joy into the world. You're such an amazing teacher. I've heard your students; they're so great, and so you just really do amazing work. So now you are running this workshop. Tell us about this workshop that Leo made the promo for, by the way.
I know, Leo. So yes, it's exciting. So what happened was many of my students I usually have students from the time they're maybe 9, 10, 11, up until they graduate. Oftentimes they'll stay with me, oftentimes until they go off to college. So I have a couple of students at Berkeley right now, and at various colleges majoring in music and theater, and some are majoring in different things, but regardless. So I've gotten this huge influx of younger kids that are between the ages of like 10, 11, and 14 and 15. and they want to be a part of their theater at school. They want to know about community theater, but they don't really know about it, and they don't know how to learn about it. So I've been working with them during our 1 hour lessons each week. And finally I thought, you know, you want to say, go home and watch this or check this out, but you don't always do it if you're by yourself.
Right.
Even I'm guilty of that. So I said, you know what? Maybe I'll have a big movie night, musical theater movie night for the kids, and we'll do that. So then I said, well, wait a minute. If I'm going to do that, why don't I create this, musical theater movie night, but I'll give them information so they come in. I'm actually leasing this room that I was allowed to paint myself. So it's this funky room, hot pink and black and whatever. Have a huge 55-inch TV, whatever. So we happen to watch the musical 13. We're going to be watching Into the Woods. We're going to be watching Newsies, Dear Evan Hansen, Seussical. There's so many of them.
Oh my God, that's a lot. That's great.
It's a lot. And so what we do is they come in, it starts at 4:00 in the afternoon, and then they stay on a Friday, and they stay till about 8:30 or so. So they come in and I feed them, so we have just like a light dinner and snacks and we chit chat. Then they all have a folder. They all have their own specialized folder that I give each one of them. And in it is information about, what's the synopsis? What is the summary? What is the, so who are the main characters? What's their motivation? Blah, 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 on all of this. So then when we're watching the movie, I might stop it 4 or 5 times and say, what do you think about this? Or, how is this person feeling and why?
Wow.
So on. And then, so by the way, when we're watching the movies, I don't know if you can tell, I have like all these really cool comforters. So the comforters are on the floor, and I have about 25 throw pillows, and I just throw it's a slumber party kind of thing. It's so fun. So they're sitting on the floor, they've got their folders and their pencils, and they are, some of them, sitting up, and it's just so fun. And then, so what happens is we talk about it. And then, at the end of the movie, I'll say, okay, if you were going to audition for a character, who would you audition for? Or characters, and why? If you were the director, what would you be looking for in these characters? So when they come back the following Friday, they come prepared to audition. And then I set up like a little quote unquote director's table.
Oh my God.
And then I give them a sheet. It's pretty close to the sheets that I've used when I've directed like community theater, when I've been the casting director.
Yeah.
The diction, the tone, the eye contact, the whatever, the connection to the character, so on and so forth. And they check it off and they rate it, and then they talk to each other. But it's so, so fun. And then, and it's been really successful. And then at the end, we kind of, because it ends up being kind of a long night, it's a little about 4.5 hours. We'll go into the room, maybe do a little karaoke, just kind of get silly. They might eat again a little bit. And then they always end up with a pillow fight. It's just this fun, but it's,
I love it.
It really, it's kind of a incidental learning, I would call it. It's sort of, but the cool thing about it is, and now you got to remember, they're all my private students. So when they come in the next time for their private lessons, they just seem to be so much more confident because they know. Oh, so for example, one girl said, my school is doing High School Musical, and I think I want to audition for this character, and this is the reason why. What do you think about this song? And it was perfect. And I said, yeah. So it was, so I think it's really fun, but it's also productive. And then I chose the Friday night 4 to 8:30 because, or 4:30 to 8:30, because I thought it would be kind of cool for the parents to be able to, they can go out and get a bite to eat. Do you know what I mean? And have the night to relax, and the kids are with me. And to be honest with you, usually the kids and the parents, I should say, the parents, so there's a waiting area. So the parents usually end up mingling. So the kids almost don't even leave until like 9 o'clock with the parents. And so I feel like it's just a really positive way of exposing the kids and the parents, and that, as you can see, they have a ball.
Yeah.
And but when they're in the middle of singing and when they're in the middle of being quote unquote the casting director, they're pretty serious about. In fact, this was the coolest thing. The last time we did it, and I never told them to do this, the directors made up their own names and their own persona.
Really?
Okay, so I am Mrs. Schwartzel, and I will tell you, like, it was hysterical, and I didn't even tell them to do that. So
Wow.
I just kind of, let them be as creative as they, want to be, and then they, of course, they feed off each other, and the coolest part about it is I have some hams and I have some kids that are very shy.
Yeah.
None of them, I mean, all of them end up really coming out of it and you can see it's a very comfortable environment.
Yeah.
Right here is improv. This whole thing was an improv
Cool.
scene. So that was part of it. We actually, the second night we end with improv. So yeah, so we kind of cover a little bit of everything.
That's incredible. And I got to tell you, this is so beautiful because so many of my memories of being that age are from theater, like after school programs
That's right.
and auditioning for shows and doing shows, and the friends that I made just like you.
Yep.
I'm sure you have these similar experiences, and Leo too. And everybody watching, I'm looking at the roster of people, even Eddie Vargas, who I went to high school with. It was we all were friends because of theater.
Yep.
And he also played football, so he was a great athlete. But you do shows together, Eddie Kutu, and then you have these after school. You spend hours together, and then then you have cast parties, and it's just life. You love each other for life because these experiences bond you, and everything I learned about about working, about how to interact with people was from theater and my great teachers, and you are one of those great teachers that will change their lives. Bethany.
No, thank you. I mean,
No, it's
especially
true.
coming from you, it's amazing. But thank you. But what it is too is I had but one particular gal that her mother actually kind of took me aside. She said, "Could I just speak with you?" When she dropped her off the first lesson and workshop, and she said, "Between you and I, my daughter, she's kind of going through a little bit of a hard time. She was a little bit bullied today at school, and she really was so sad." And she said,
Oh.
"I wasn't even sure she was going to come, but so what I said to her is, go. I think you'll enjoy it. And if you're not, if it's not going well, call me, or Bethany can call me." So lo and behold, it ended up being unbelievable. Like her mother literally, so I would sneak pictures of her and I'd send it to text the mother, and she's like, "Oh my God, I'm crying.
Oh,
She's
that's
like,
beautiful.
I guess she was a mess when she got out of school, the tears and everything. Because kids can be, kids,
They're
and
mean,
they can
yes.
be mean. And kind of picking on her. And it was almost like she got so lost in the class. And I think what happened was all of the kids there at our workshop loved her.
Right,
And
of
when
course.
she would do something, they'd be like, "That's great. That's a great idea." And it was just the
She
opposite.
found her people.
She
That's
found
what,
her people. That's a great way to say it.
Eddie Vargas, he says Ovidio Vargas as well. Ovidio is his brother, who was also, he was a little older. I think he was 2 years older than me, as was Gene. But we all met through theater. And you know what? You're right. You go through school, you have a lot of different energies happening, right?
Yeah.
But when you find your theater kids, you found your people. And none of us picked on each other. We were on each
No.
other's side.
That's right.
And when you're working on, as you know, when you're working on a project together, you have a goal as a group to
That's
complete.
exactly right. Yes. Yes. And that is, you're articulating it beautifully. That's exactly what it is. And what I thought was so cool is you talk about the energy, but these kids take a good energy, like I said, one girl who's really hysterical, she came up with that persona of being the director and the director's
Love it.
name. And then the little one, and she happens to be my youngest one, she came in, and when it was her turn, it was I had no idea she had it in her.
Really?
And then they were all like, "Oh my gosh, that's awesome. That's awesome." So it really made her, puff out her chest a little and stand
Aw.
tall and confident. And so you're right. You find your people. It's a safe place. You would really enjoy the craft. And like you said, I feel like this is the other thing. Let's face it, most people are not going to even pursue this, or they're not going to make it big.
Right.
But what they will do is they'll have to interview for college. They'll have
Right.
to interview for jobs. They'll have to engage in whatever their profession is
Right.
on professional levels. And, so like you said, it really gives you that insight. You are the director and the casting director and the performer,
Right.
in your own life. So you really need to kind of know where the motivation is coming.
You know what you were just saying, even like when you have them do these auditions, even the way they enter a room
That's true.
will change the rest of their lives. So whether we know that from auditioning. When the audition starts the second you walk in in
Yeah.
the room, and how you do it, and that is so important. So Jean said it's literally life changing. Absolutely, I agree 100%. Let me see. Andy Prasky, hello, Maria, Leo, and Bethany. Andy is a great film director, commercials. He does commercials. He's in documentaries. Amazing guy. So he gets this too. And everybody right now that's on this has done theater in some way, shape, or form. So you go for, like you said, you go for an audition, an interview. You're meeting someone for the first time, even anywhere, and you know how to walk into a room, you know how to present yourself, and when you find your people, you know that everything's going to be okay.
Yep.
Now I just thought of this. I forgot about this. I didn't even tell Leo about this. You reminded me. I've been teaching for a long, maybe not as long as you, but I've been teaching since '92. So and this, you see your students flourish in life, and then you see them years later, and it's just beautiful, right? Whatever field they go into. I had this student many, many years ago in Morristown at the Mayo Performing Arts Center. Beautiful little girl. Her family was amazing. They're all my kids are amazing, as are yours. But there's always that special one, right? And this little girl was just very special. She had so much personality, was like ridiculous, very polite, but a ton of personality. She always made like very smart choices. And then she was a chef. She was like an incredible chef for a 9-year-old.
Oh, wow.
I know. So she used to bring in cakes and for all the teachers. And she even got on Chopped Junior.
Oh, wow. Sure. I know that.
But-
Sure.
So the other night, my girlfriend is like, "Oh, we should watch The Voice." And she's going through the different things on The Voice. And we're going back. And this girl comes on. And I'm like, man, that mom looks so familiar. What's her name? Little girl's name is Olivia. I had a student named that looked. Oh my God. It was my student.
Wow.
Yes. So if you're watching The Voice,
Yeah.
but if you go back and watch from the beginning, her name is Olivia. She's from New Jersey, and her family is amazing.
Is it now? Is it a
The
current?
one that's happening now. Although I think if you go back and watch it, like I think you know how you can.
Yeah.
But if you watch it from the beginning, Olivia.
What did she sing this past week? Was she in the challenges this week, right?
I don't want to give it away, but she did the two. Yeah, they did. I can't remember what they did.
Oh my gosh, I'm so gonna watch it.
But
That's
she's
great. Isn't that exciting?
Yes.
Whose
And
team is she on?
What, honey?
Whose team is she on? Gwen's
I
or
want to say that she's on Gwen's team. Yeah.
okay, I think I watched that one. Oh, okay, I think I know who it is exactly.
Yeah.
Oh
Awesome.
wow.
Yeah, and
I-
she's fantastic.
Wow. I don't catch it every week, but I wonder if I've seen her. Oh,
You might have seen her. She has glasses. She's black hair.
I'm totally gonna check it out.
Looks a little bit like a young Linda Ronstadt, like like what Linda Ronstadt probably looked like at 16. Or I think
Wow.
she-
I do know. I know who it is.
Yeah.
Yes.
Her name's Olivia, and she's just lovely. But she was that kid that when she came into class, and I have all these pictures that I took in class, she was really shy, but she had this something about her. where she always took that risk in class, like to be like, I'll try that. Or she would bring in things and we'd be like, look at this kid. Like, she really loves to sing. So Jean says, I know which one she is. Yeah, her name's Olivia. She has glasses, little round
I
glasses.
know exactly. Yes, because ironically, I don't have the opportunity to watch it all the time or a lot,
Yeah.
but I happen to have seen a couple of episodes, and I know.
No, not that
No,
one.
yeah, I was going to say
She's wearing a little hat. So I know it's hard to. I should have told Leo. I didn't even think of it. But when you were talking,
that's so exciting.
I know. All right, so we have to take a second. I know we could talk for days on end. I have to do the food section of our show. As we know, we always have a food section.
You know, just one favor to ask though, before you end, can you write down that damsel design again.com?
Oh, sure, Leo. Will you? Oh my
'Cause that sounds so cool.
Oh no, you're not going to believe this, Bethany, and I'll send it to you privately as well.
Okay.
So it's DAMCL
Yep.
designs.com. And on Instagram, she's DS Enlightened
Yep.
Edits. But she, my session I had with D, that's what, listen, nobody pays me to promote anything. There is nothing on this show that is paid promotion. I promote what I believe in and I love.
Right.
And D is incredible. I almost want to cry when I think about how amazing. I had a session with Danielle that literally changed, and she talks to the other side. So your people.
That is so cool.
And you know, it's like, so I got to talk to him and know that my mom was okay. Know that my grandmother was still feisty and playing jokes, and know that my grandfather was at all my shows. Yeah, I didn't prompt anything. She didn't know anything about anything. She just knows things, and it's like you have to write. I wrote 4 pages of notes when I had my session with Dee. 4 pages of notes. Then I got them as gifts. I had something called a quantum session, which I highly recommend. And I got it. I was so moved by my experience that I gave it as Christmas gifts as well. So I gave my girlfriend one. I gave my Ziana, my Aunt Anna one, Brina's mom, my sister. And it's just, oh, there's Olivia.
Yes, she is. I remember her. Yes.
My student.
So cool.
How cool. And she's such a cool kid. She was on Chop Junior when she was 9.
I love that.
I know. And she was so shy. But when you were talking about that little girl that was like, this little girl was so painfully shy, but she had a light. And I believe that theater brings out the light in kids.
Yeah.
You know, what you're doing is just beautiful. Let me quickly do the food and then we'll go back and
Okay.
remind. There she is. How cute is she?
She's adorable. She is adorable. Actually, you know what? No, wait. She looks like you, Maria.
Well, we have the
She
glasses.
looks like
and
a
the
little
black
Maria.
hair.
Even
She's so sweet. Oh my God. And her family is amazing. Lovely.
oh, I
So,
love
Olivia,
that.
Yeah, my student. So anyway, okay, so what do we have tonight? I didn't cook it. My girlfriend cooked it, and it's delicious. Short ribs. She made short ribs in the slow cooker. Leo, I know you're looking your chops.
Ha.
So she braised them first, a little olive oil, red, green, yellow, and red, green, yellow, and orange peppers, some onion, and what else did she put? Very simple salt and pepper, just very simple braising. Delicious. Carrots are in there. And so I cannot take credit for it, but I did have some before the show. Absolutely delicious.
Yum.
And then for salad, because I am on the keto, I love my salads. A little romaine. These are called pearls. These little mozzarellas are little pearls. They're little drops of mozzarella. San Marzano tomatoes. On prosciutto, I cut up some prosciutto in there, some Tuscan herb olive oil from the New England Olive Oil Company, which I love, and some aceto de Modena, which is in Tuscany in Italy, delicious vinegar. And then
what do you do for your oils? If you're not at home, you don't have your shelves. What do you
buy? She has some here too that I bought over the.
Do you buy couples oils so you have one for you and one for
Sometimes, although some taste we have is different. Judy doesn't like the sweet stuff that I like all these sweet vinegars. She's very like classic Italian stuff. So, it's called, this is a company that I discovered. They're really good. If you like cheesecake and you're on the keto, it's called Wonder Mondays. And this is the chocolate cheesecake. And so, like I said, nobody tells me to promote anything. I don't get paid to promote. Nobody sends me products. I just want to pass on good stuff. So this is Wonder Mondays. And look, they don't taste exactly like a regular cheesecake, but they're pretty close. So if you're someone that likes desserts like me, but you're on the keto,
Where do you find those Wonder Mondays?
I found them online. I found them
Wow.
on.
I
Yeah.
want a better look.
What?
I want a better look at your cheesecake, lady.
Here you go, sir.
Woohoo!
And they have like I got the variety pack. They have
Ooh.
like raspberry, key lime, plain. I highly recommend the key lime. That was my favorite. And the chocolate. I thought the raspberry would be a little better. I was expecting that is my least favorite. And the plain one of the things you can do, even though it's not keto so much approved, but you can take some of Ken's Perfect Jams and just put like a little tiny bit on top and it sweetens it. And it's not enough to throw your keto off. Our friend Ken of Ken's Perfect Jams, which I have, here's another great Christmas idea. Go to Ken's Perfect Jams. Perfect is with a K, and just peruse Leo and I have had many a Ken's Perfect Jam, right?
He's got one right now, a fruit punch jam. That's the Ken's Jam, part of the Friends series. His own jam. Oh,
So good.
Those are the best gifts too.
Oh,
just dip my shortbread cookies into that jam. Oh
I
my
agree.
god!
And you know what else it is? It's not just that you're supporting a small business. Like when you go to Terry Ross, when you go to her booth or when you go to her website, this is a friend of mine that is an amazing artist. You can commission her to paint. Like I did, I commissioned her as a gift for my girlfriend one year. My girlfriend loves her dogs, right? And so I took a picture of one of her dogs, sent it to Terry. She had never met and Terry painted the most beautiful picture of her dog. And that is like one of her prized possessions.
Were
So,
they pale? Sorry.
Why are you laughing?
You guys said, were they pale? Do dogs get pale? Sorry.
This is an inside joke because we did a movie, Susie and I, which is funny if you want to look it up. It's called the No Matter What Club. Susie and I made two short films. One is called Just Eat With Me. They're both on YouTube. Just Eat With Me, and the sequel is the No Matter What Club. And yes, thank you.
The punchline from the movie that she says, "Do dogs get pale?" One of my favorite lines.
I misunderstood my girlfriend saying there's some dog clothes and they're having a sale. And I think in the movie that she said, you have to come over, their dogs look pale. And I'm like, so I say to Susie in the movie, do dogs get pale? But anyway, so Leo loves that line. Okay. So Bethany, tell us again. And Leo, if you could maybe, so Bethany told us about this wonderful workshop she's running. What are the dates, Bethany, and can they still sign up?
They can still sign up, watch what happens. And I think the only dates listed thus far is for this month in December, but they can reach out, to me or to the Music Connection to get the.
And how do they find you? What's the website for that?
Are you able to post it by chance?
I'm not the website. I don't have it.
Let's watch it
again.
Yeah, we can watch it again.
Okay.
I'll put it over here and I'll just stop it on.
Because it's the Music
this page.
Connection.
I can.
That's the studio.
The Music Connection.
Yeah.
Mr. Caller. Go ahead.
So if you just it's actually literally it's like the musicconnection.com, but if you just go onto the Music Connection, but I actually encourage you to reach out to me at the Bethany Vaughn at 617-538-1216.
Okay.
Just because honestly, I can send folks the link that will give you all the dates. As a matter of fact, you can literally sign up through the link, right.
And that's in Danvers, which is so conveniently located off of 128.
It is.
The North Shore of Massachusetts. I know it very well, and it's so easy to get to. So if you have kids in that area, I cannot say enough about Bethany. She's an amazing friend. She's an amazing person to perform with, and she is an amazing vocal coach and teacher and inspiration to these young minds.
She's got spunk.
She has spirit and spunk. Now I got to tell you one quick story. I know we're going over, but it's not the end of the world. So, and because this is a Bethany, I kind of pulled a Bethany. So anyway, I was working the door at Stonewall this weekend because for Halloween I worked the door Tuesday night on Halloween, and I dressed in costume, and everybody's in costume, and it's the Village, so there's a parade that draws millions of people, and everyone dresses in costume, and some of the costumes are incredible. So these two,
I know that amazing.
Okay, so so I go up and I say, "Wow, you're Kamala Harris, and that's Joe Biden. You guys look great." And the person that was dressed as Kamala Harris leans into me and says, "I'm Don Lemon." So it's the actual.
Oh my God!
Yes, so
in real life.
In real life, that's
Stop
Don
it.
Lemon from CNN.
I see it now.
Yeah. So anyway, and then they showed the
No
next day he was all over.
way.
But that is Kamala. And then, okay, so here's just phrase it there. So this really sweet guy was with his sister, who was a mermaid, his brother-in-law, who was a pirate, and his girlfriend, who was just, she was just,
A girlfriend.
the girlfriend. She didn't have a costume.
She
But anyway,
dressed up
they
like
were
a girlfriend.
super sweet, very docile, nice people. They came in, they paid their cover. And I looked at him, I go, because everybody had amazing costumes. I go, "Oh my God, you're dressed as Post Malone. That's incredible." So, and if you look, he went as far as to like draw the tattoos on his face and everything, and he had the little hair clips and everything. I'm like, "Wow, that's incredible." And he said, "Actually, I'm dressed as post-apocalyptic Malone because he had this whatever from a movie." So I said, "That's really cool." Anyway, he walked in, they had fun. I was mostly talking to his sister, who was the mermaid, all night. And she said, "Yeah, I live in Jersey, and my brother lives in California." And we're just talking. And she's like, "Yeah." So I go, "Who's your brother?" She goes, "That one, Post Malone." And I said to him as he's walking out, I said, "You are my favorite costume of all the costumes tonight because it's subtle and it's fun and the details are amazing." I said, "Can I get a picture with you?" Because I took a lot of pictures. So he's so sweet. This guy was so sweet. He's like, "Sure," took a picture. So I post all the pictures, and my girlfriend goes, "Poopa, you didn't tell me Post Malone was at the Stonewall." I go, "Post Malone?" I said, "No, this guy was dressed as," she goes, "That's Post Malone."
No.
I said, "Yes." I said,
No.
No, you don't understand. Post Malone is really tall and skinny. This guy was kind of short and a little chubby. She goes, "No, he's short." She goes, what did his sister look like?" So I describe her, and she goes, "Hold on a second." And she goes on Google and pulls up.
No.
And then she goes,
No.
"Does his sister live in New Jersey?" I go, "Yeah." She pulls up the picture of him and his sister. And I said, the girlfriend was just this little girl. And I described it. And she pulls up a picture and she sends it to me on text. She goes, "You were talking to Post Malone."
No way.
I actually said to him, so that was my costume.
I love that.
But actually, I go, "You are my favorite costume tonight."
Can you believe that's the best thing
That's
in the
hilarious.
Well, that's kind of a Bethany Vaughn to like come from the most innocent place of like, "Wow, look at how great you
That
look."
is totally like me. Yeah, that's totally me. Yeah, yeah.
So Post Malone was at the Stonewall Inn with his sister, brother-in-law, and girlfriend. And shout out to this man. He was so sweet.
Oh, I
And
love to
lovely,
hear that.
And nobody bothered him because they thought he was dressed as Post Malone. But one of my friends from actually Enrique from the Duplex said to me, "Well, isn't that a perfect night for celebrities to go out as well and be in costume and just be like the regular people?" So shout out to Don Lemon, who came to Stonewall, and Post
Who looked
Malone.
great.
Yeah, he looks great. He looks really pretty. Actually, he's very pretty. And
I know.
and Post Malone. Oh my God! Thank God I said let's get a picture.
That must have been so much fun.
It was a blast. Yeah, I worked the door. I just collected money like a big mafioso at the door. Felt like it was like the Sopranos. Had a big wad of money. But anyway, just very sweet. We had a great night. But
Great.
that's a true story, Gene. So Post Malone was at the Stonewall Inn.
And Don
His
Lemon.
wife, I mean, his girlfriend, his sister, and what a
Wow.
lovely. He stayed all night till the very end.
Oh, I love that.
Just hung out. Just hung out. Very sweet. So anyway, okay, we have come gone to the end of our show. We want to thank everybody who joined us. Bethany Vaughn teaches at the Music Connection in Danvers. She's a nice Peabody girl from a great family. Please give your sisters my love. I love them. And Bethany started this amazing production company called New Dawn Productions that I had the pleasure of being part of for the last couple of years. It got too hard for me to travel back and forth with my crazy schedule. But if I lived there, I'd be. I always say Bethany shows pictures of her classroom, and I go, "Can I take your class?" You're just an amazing teacher, and you're so much fun to be around. So I love you, honey.
Love you.
And thank you.
I love you, and I share our Leo.
Yes. I always say this. He is a gun for hire. He does beautiful work. And Leo belongs to no one. He is like the sun. He's beautiful. He shines light upon us, and we should all be in. Everybody wants to be in the sun. So if you want great work done and you want to be around a beautiful person, call Leo Rodriguez. He will do it. Bethany, I love you, honey.
I love you. Love you guys.
On Tuesday nights, the Voice Connection, right? You do something called.
Yes, but it will start up again in January.
Okay.
So we're taking it because we had a showcase, and then now it's just with the holidays. I think it's so, and I hate to say it, but with the uptick of like the flus and COVID and the holidays, we actually took a vote and we were like, you guys, would you like to kind of wait until after the holidays? And everybody was like, that would be great. You know what I mean? Because then you feel guilty if you don't show up or whatever. So yes, but it is the Voice Club at the Larkham Theater Tuesday nights from 6:30 to 9:30. So
love it, love it, love it. Okay, honey, love you. Say hi to
everybody. Love you.
And
thank you.
Soon.
Thank
Good
you
night.
so much.
Thank you, Leo. Thank you.
Good night, everybody.